midnight. Gravel crunches under the van as headlights fade behind us. The asylum towers ahead, windows black, roof jagged against a starless sky. Rusted iron gates block the path, their hinges twisted. The nameplate barely legible. Ravenwood State Hospital. I step out. The air cuts colder than the autumn night allows, carrying a metallic scent that tightens my chest. The team unloads cameras, EMF meters, thermal scanners. Each unit feels heavier than it should. Overhead, power lines hum, then fall silent. The sound swallowed whole. Ready? My voice is low. The main camera's red light blinks once and dies. Battery full, still dead. The gate resists, then screeches open. The noise echoes back a half-second late, as if the building itself repeats it. We enter. Pavement cracks beneath moss, broken lamps line the path like eyeless sentries. Every few steps, a cold draft brushes my neck, though the night air is still. Local stories return, nurses gone without trace. Patients found lifeless behind locked doors, an underground wing sealed after a mysterious fire. Officials called it tragedy. Neighbors whispered of experiments. Whatever the truth, the hospital closed overnight. No one returned. A sudden metallic clink snaps the silence. The gate swings shut on its own, lock snapping into place. Cameras catch the motion. No one touched it. Heartbeats pound. We stand frozen. The only sound is a low moan of wind that wasn't there seconds ago. Document everything, I say, though my recorder flickers. We shoulder packs and face the looming entrance. The main doors hang ajar, a black mouth in the crumbling facade. Moonlight slips behind clouds, erasing the last glow. One night, one asylum. No escape once we cross that threshold. We step inside. The heavy doors sigh shut behind us, sealing off the faint night air. Our flashlights slice through layers of dust that drift like gray snow. The corridor stretches ahead, lined with peeling paint and fractured tiles. Every footstep lands with a hollow thud that travels farther than it should. As if the walls are built to amplify fear, the temperature drops without warning. Breath turns visible in thin clouds. Static creeps into the headset, a faint hiss that grows louder the deeper we walk. A door slams somewhere beyond sight. No draft, no movement, just the sharp crack of wood against metal. We press forward. Broken exit signs dangle on loose wires, their dead bulbs reflecting our lights like blank eyes. A wheelchair lies overturned at a junction, one wheel spinning slowly though the air is still. I raise the EMF detector. The needle spikes from green to red in an instant. Whispers slide through the hallway, stretched and thin. Words remain indistinct, a language of breath and vibration. Each syllable seems to circle us, moving from wall to wall, never staying in one place. The sound fades, then returns from behind, closer than before. Our cameraman pans left. A shadow glides across the far wall, deliberate and smooth, not tied to any beam of light. We freeze. The static surges, then cuts to silence. I call out, voice barely steady. Who's there? The answer comes as a low exhale, one drawn-out note that feels almost human. A second later, a faint metallic scrape echoes from the ceiling, followed by the slow creak of pipes above. Dust drifts down like ash. We advance toward the sound. The hallway narrows, ceiling pressing lower. Sections of plaster hang loose, shapes that shift in the flashlight beams. The smell changes, a sour mix of antiseptic and rot. Another slam erupts, this time behind us. We spin, lights crossing in frantic arcs. Nothing moves. The corridor we came from is empty, yet a cold breath slides across my neck. The cameraman whispers that something brushed his sleeve. The EMF detector jumps again. Its alarm, a shrill beep that dies as quickly as it began. We stand motionless, hearts racing in unison. The silence thickens until it feels solid, a pressure on skin and bone. Every instinct urges retreat, but the only way out is forward. Step by step we continue, the darkness ahead folding around us like water. Each movement sends echoes that refuse to fade, bouncing back in rhythms that mimic a heartbeat, ours or something else. No one speaks now. The asylum listens and the walls remember. The hallway ends at a stairwell plunging into shadow. Metal steps groan beneath our weight as we descend, the air cooling with every level. The scent of rust and damp earth thickens, layered with something faintly chemical. Our flashlights reveal a door at the base, steel, dented. A single word stenciled in fading black: isolation. The handle is wrapped in brittle tape, long since frayed. A tarnished padlock dangles open as if someone unlocked it and never returned. My pulse quickens. We exchange a glance, then push. The hinges protest with a deep metallic wail that echoes through the stairwell. Inside, the ward feels different, dense, almost alive. Walls drip with moisture, paint blistered into strange patterns. Patient records litter the floor, pages curling with age. Names, dates, diagnoses scrawled in a hurried hand. Violent outbursts, unexplained injuries, sudden deaths marked unresolved. A single light flickers near the ceiling, though no power runs to the building. Its cold glow paints the room in sickly white. Beneath it stands a row of iron frame beds, restraints still buckled to rusted rails. The straps sway gently, though the air is still. The EMF detector shrieks into red. Our breath fogs in the sudden chill. A mist creeps from the far corner, low and heavy, swirling across the cracked tiles. It coils around our feet, icy enough to sting through shoes. From deeper within comes a faint scraping, metal against concrete. We edge toward the sound. A curtain shivers without cause. My flashlight catches faint writing across the wall, words carved deep. Still here. A sharp bang erupts from behind. We whirl. One of the iron beds vibrates violently, restraints snapping against the frame like teeth. The noise builds into a steady clang that fills the room, then stops, instant and absolute. Heartbeats hammer in the silence. Cameras tremble in unsteady hands. I whisper for everyone to stay close. The mist thickens, rising to our knees. Shadows ripple through it, shapes almost human but never whole. Another sound, soft, deliberate footsteps on the wet floor, moves in a slow circle around us. Each step lands where no one stands. The temperature plummets. Breath feels sharp, metallic. I call out, voice tight, "We're leaving." No answer, only the echo of my words returning, distorted, stretched into a low moan that doesn't match my voice. We retreat toward the stairwell. The flickering light snaps off, plunging the ward into complete darkness. For a heartbeat, nothing exists but the sound of our own frantic breathing in the distant, dragging scrape of something that follows as we climb. The door slams the moment we clear it. Metal striking metal so hard the stairwell shudders. Dust rains down from the ceiling. No one speaks. We climb in silence, each step heavier than the last. The cold presence of the isolation, ward clinging to our backs like a shadow we can't shake. Back in the main corridor, we move quickly, hearts hammering from the basement encounter. Our footsteps echo sharper now, as if the building itself is awake. The EMF detector stays pinned in the red, a steady whine vibrating through the hall. A sudden gust of icy air sweeps past, strong enough to rattle a dangling light fixture. Dust swirls into a brief cyclone before falling silent. Every flashlight flickers. One beam cuts out completely. From the far end of the corridor, a pale shimmer forms, faint at first, then sharpening into the outline of a figure. Shoulders, head, the sway of an arm. No sound of footsteps, just a slow glide forward. The shape gives off no reflection, no heat on the thermal scanner. We freeze, breath clouds hang motionless around our faces. My ears fill with a low hum that isn't coming from the equipment. The figure stops 20 feet away. Its edges ripple like water, then settle. A single whisper threads through the air, drawn out and clear. "Leave." The cameraman gasps. His headset crackles with static so loud it drowns every other sound. I feel a sudden pressure on my chest, as if unseen hands are pushing me back. The shadow drifts closer. Lights dim further until only a dull gray glow surrounds it. The EMF alarm screams. Another voice joins the first, my own name, spoken softly, perfectly. Cold breath brushes my ear, though no one stands beside me. I whirl, nothing there. Behind us, heavy footsteps begin to circle. Slow, deliberate, heel then toe, the rhythm unmistakable. Each impact vibrates through the cracked floor, but no source appears. The figure stretches taller, edges distorting like heat waves. A metallic bang explodes from a side door, echoing through the hall. Our flashlights surge back to life in unison. The apparition snaps into clarity for a heartbeat. Hollow eyes, an open mouth, a face carved from mist then vanishes. With a sound like air rushing out of a sealed room, silence crashes down. The EMF detector drops to 0. Only the faint drip of water breaks the stillness. My hands shake as I lower the scanner. Everyone stands motionless, staring at the empty corridor where the figure had hovered moments ago. Another whisper rides the stale air, fainter this time, fading toward the exit. Not alone. We back away, careful, every step deliberate. The hallway seems to stretch longer than before, doors shifting slightly in the corner of vision. Shadows lean inward as if to watch us leave. When we reach the main foyer, the air warms suddenly, almost stifling. Flashlights steady. The oppressive weight lifts, but the memory of that voice lingers, soft, personal, unforgettable. No one speaks. We all heard it. We all felt it. Something inside the asylum revealed itself, and whatever it was, it knew each of our names. We reach the front doors without speaking. The corridor behind us stays silent, yet the sense of being watched presses hard against our backs. I shove the handle. It won't move. Cold panic surges. The cameraman throws his weight against the other door. A deep groan echoes. Then both panels swing outward at once, as if released by an unseen hand. The night air hits like a shock, damp, sharp, almost sweet compared to the stagnant cold inside. Outside, the courtyard looks unchanged, but the sky seems darker than before. Our flashlights catch the iron gate still locked from within, though none of us closed it. I climb the path, boots sliding on moss. The lock gives a sudden metallic click and drops open on its own. We step through fast. The moment we clear the fence, a powerful gust slams the gate shut behind us, the clang ringing across the empty grounds. My watch vibrates. The screen shows 3:17 a.m., more than an hour later than the time. I noted in the basement. No one can explain where that hour went. Back at the van, equipment glitches multiply. Batteries that were full now read empty. Cameras refuse to power on. Only the audio recorder works, but its timestamp is blank. Every second marked a 0 mo. The drive away is silent. Headlights catch nothing but trees and cracked asphalt. Yet each of us checks the mirrors as if something might follow. My chest feels tight. A faint pressure that eases only once the highway lights appear. At dawn, we unload the gear. Every camera holds static except one. On that file, a single frame stands out. Our team clustered near the foyer. And behind us, half hidden by shadow, a figure darker than the walls. Edges blurred, head tilted toward the lens. None of us remember anyone standing there. Sleep comes in fragments over the next few nights. I wake to muffled footsteps in the hallway of my own home. Doors creaking, though no one is awake. The cameraman reports the same. Another teammate dreams of the asylum gate opening and closing, always with that final metallic clink. We compare notes a week later. Each of us has heard the same whispered phrase while drifting towards sleep. Not alone. The footage circulates among local investigators. Some call it dust, a trick of light. Others refuse to comment after viewing. None can explain the missing hour or the malfunctioning equipment. When I pass the site during daylight, the asylum stands silent. Windows dark, gate chained as before. Yet the moment I slow the car, the air inside chills as it did that night, and the faint scent of metal returns. We entered expecting stories and left with something we cannot name. Whatever inhabits that asylum is real, patient, and aware of every visitor who dares cross its threshold. Don't miss the next terrifying investigation. Click subscribe now and be the first to face the unknown with us.